The all-new 2026 Toyota 4Runner is finally here, and it's one of the most important SUV redesigns in years. Toyota kept the rugged, boxy look that fans love, but underneath, this SUV is completely new. It now rides on the same modern truck platform used by the Toyota Land Cruiser, Toyota Tacoma, and Toyota Tundra, while sharing engineering DNA with the luxury Lexus GX and Lexus LX. That means stronger capability, updated technology, and serious off-road potential. But the big question is, does the new 4Runner still deliver the durability and value that built its legendary reputation? And how does it stack up against rivals like the Ford Bronco and Jeep Wrangler? In this review, we break down everything you need to know. The Toyota 4Runner is offered in 12 different trim levels and comes with two main powertrain options. Models like the SR5, TRD Sport, TRD Sport Premium, TRD Off-Road, TRD Off-Road Premium and Limited are powered by a 2.4-liter turbocharged four-cylinder engine producing 278 horsepower. Higher trims, including TRD Off-Road iForce Max, TRD Off-Road Premium iForce Max, Limited iForce Max, Platinum and TRD Pro, use a hybrid 2.4-liter turbo engine that delivers 326 horsepower. There's also the Trail Hunter, which produces 323 horsepower. Assembled in Japan, the starting price was $41,870. A few small options were added, including door edge guards $150, front and rear mudguards $175, a front emblem badge overlay $65, and a rear chrome badge inset $65. After including the $1,450 destination fee, the total price came to $43,775. Although styling doesn't affect our ratings, the design strongly resembles the previous generation. The SUV keeps the familiar rugged look with a bold front grille and pronounced wheel arches, giving it a ready-for-adventure appearance. As you move up the trim ladder, the design becomes more aggressive with higher ride heights and more off-road focused wheels and tires. The SR5 sits lowest in the lineup, but it still includes running boards to make entry easier. Some testers appreciated them, while others found they occasionally got in the way. Thankfully, the large square door openings make climbing into the cabin fairly easy. In the redesigned Toyota 4Runner, the driving position has changed compared to the previous generation. Older models had a seating position that felt very low, almost like sitting on the floor. In the new version, the driver sits noticeably higher, which helps with the commanding SUV feel. However, overall visibility hasn't improved as much as you might expect. Up front, the high dashboard and tall hood, combined with a low roofline and steeply sloped windshield, slightly limit the forward view. Looking directly behind the vehicle can also be challenging because of the large rear head restraints and the angled rear window. On the positive side, the tall side windows make shoulder checks easier and improve side visibility. The driving area itself feels comfortable, but not especially spacious. The cloth front seats provide solid support and encourage an upright driving posture, which helps with overall comfort during longer drives. One advantage of the relatively compact cabin layout is that most controls are within easy reach. Climate knobs, toggle switches, and small buttons around the steering wheel are all positioned conveniently, making them simple to operate while driving. Interior storage is another strong point. The cabin includes multiple cubbies and compartments, including spaces around the center console, under the armrest for a phone, and unique storage buckets integrated into the door panels. There's also a small panel at the back of the door that appears useful, though in practice it doesn't hold items very securely when the door is opened. When it comes to the control layout, much of it closely resembles what we've already seen in the Toyota Tacoma. Inside the Toyota 4Runner, the control layout brings a few quirks that drivers will quickly notice. Starting with the climate control system, it isn't automatic in this trim. Adjusting temperature is done with a simple knob, which normally would be straightforward. However, instead of displaying an exact temperature, the system uses a small graphic bar that changes size. A taller bar means warmer air, while a shorter one indicates cooler air. The problem is that there's no clear point showing where warm transitions to cold, so you often have to rely on feeling the air from the vents. Visually, it can even look like you're adjusting the fan speed rather than the temperature. This design likely helps Toyota keep the system compatible with the simple monochrome display, though adding numeric temperature indicators would have made it clearer. The infotainment system and digital gauge cluster can also be a bit confusing to navigate. Some vehicle settings are located in the center touchscreen, while others are buried in the driver display behind the steering wheel. Switching between menus requires using different steering wheel controls while scrolling through various icons and abbreviations, which can take some time to learn. On the positive side, the large climate knobs and sturdy toggle switches are easy to reach and operate while driving. However, the small volume and power knob for the infotainment system feels oddly delicate compared to the rest of the rugged interior. Connectivity features like Android Auto and Apple CarPlay come standard, although some testers experienced occasional difficulty connecting Android devices. One welcome improvement in Toyota's software is that the audio volume automatically lowers when using voice-to-text, which helps reduce distractions while dictating messages. In the base Toyota 4Runner SR5, the interior feels pretty basic. There's a lot of plastic, and because this trim lacks many options, you'll notice up to 16 blank switches scattered around the cabin. Some panel gaps also seem larger than expected for a Toyota. The grab handles on the doors and center console don't feel very sturdy, and the headliner material feels cheap, almost like packaging foam. The good news is that the cabin stayed quiet with no squeaks or rattles, even on rough roads. Getting into the second row takes some effort due to the large wheel arch and low roof. Rear seats feel firm with limited leg support, though they do recline and offer decent foot space. The cargo area is large, but folding the second row can limit loading flexibility. Fans of the Toyota 4Runner will appreciate a few classic touches, like the power retractable rear window and the inclusion of a spare tire instead of a tire repair kit, though it's only a temporary spare, not a full-size one. On the road, the SUV delivers strong low-speed acceleration and solid mid-range passing power with minimal turbo lag. However, the driving experience isn't very smooth. Hard acceleration brings abrupt gear shifts, and the first downshift can feel especially harsh. Power delivery during rolling stops can also be jerky, often causing the vehicle to lurch forward. Stop-and-go traffic highlights this issue even more. Some drivers found switching to eco mode helps smooth things out. At highway speeds, cabin noise also becomes quite noticeable. Highway driving in the Toyota 4Runner can get noisy. Because of its boxy shape, wind noise becomes noticeable around 70 miles per hour, especially near the side mirrors. Even the standard all-season tires produce a fair amount of road noise, and all-terrain tires would likely be louder. That said, the cabin is still quieter than rivals like the Ford Bronco and Jeep Wrangler, partly because the 4Runner doesn't have removable roof or door panels. Fuel economy is modest at about 21 miles per gallon combined. Ride quality is decent for a body-on-frame SUV, absorbing potholes well, though repeated bumps can cause noticeable body movement. Steering is slow but weighted nicely, making city driving and parking manageable.